Welcome to Scalera Show. I appreciate you being here. Today we're going to talk about the Democrat Party and one of the worst weeks I've ever seen any party have in my lifetime. It started out earlier in the week with an absolute disaster that was the Iowa Caucus. They still don't have 100% of the vote all the way done. I think it's at 97% right now. But it really doesn't matter because they're going to have to recount them all anyway. Probably won't get the full official results until after the New Hampshire primary, which is this weekend. It looks like Buttigieg is going to get the most delegates. If he does, maybe by one. Looks like Bernie Sanders is going to get the popular vote. Not like it matters, but he probably did get more votes than anybody else. But the two big takeaways was Elizabeth Warren, which overperformed. She got over 15% in a lot of districts, which actually hurt Bernie Sanders. Bernie actually probably would have won more delegates and had more popular vote if the Warren people got under 15% and then were allowed to join the Bernie people. But the big disaster is Joe Biden. Joe Biden got about 16% of the vote. It was horrible. The optics on Joe Biden was horrible. Right, I never watched CNN, but I watched CNN for this one. I want to see what the Democrats are talking about. And in every single place in the urban areas and the college towns, there were no Joe Biden supporters. Like literally there were like 3-4 people on the risers where half the old gym was supporting Sanders and like 3 people are supporting Biden. It was just absolutely horrible. He had a really bad night. On to New Hampshire. It's not going to get much better for him. What I thought was going to happen, I thought they were going to take it maybe a little bit more seriously. I thought that a lot of the Klobuchar people, and she had a better night than I thought she would too. I think she got around 11-12%. I thought she was probably going to underperform, but she overperformed. But a lot of her people, a lot of Steyer's people, everybody else included, all the stragglers, Bloomberg, Gabbard, Andrew Yang, a lot of those people didn't go to Biden like I thought they would. Like there was one, I don't know if it was a college town or a gymnasium where they all got together and they called themselves like the Cory Booker fan club or something like that. Like it was insane. And it's like, it was just crazy. It was just insane. I can't believe how little support he actually has. He's got a lot of problems. He's got to pull himself together. Stop poking voters, in the chest. Stop grabbing them by their clothing. Think he's right all the time. Yelling at people. Thinking he's holier than thou. He's really close to becoming a non-factor. But not just yet. It's not a disaster just yet. Because we have the New Hampshire primary this weekend, which he most certainly won't perform well in. He may come in third, probably fourth, somewhere in there. It's after the New Hampshire primary is where we're going to realize with Nevada and South Carolina where Joe Biden really is at. Now, having said that, Joe Biden does have a lead in the most recent poll in South Carolina. And he did have a lead in Nevada, but that poll was taken a month ago. And it was really close. I think he only had like a 1-point lead or something on the Real Clear Politics average. So I'm guessing at this point he's probably down in Nevada. So I don't think I can remember the last time where somebody lost Iowa, New Hampshire, and the primary afterwards, Nevada, and then came back and actually won the nomination. So he's got a real uphill battle. On top of it, he's running out of money quick. So he needs to show everybody that, the reason why you want to vote for Joe Biden is not because you really like him all that much. He's not really that likable of a guy. He's old. He's doesn't seem to be all with it. The reason why, if you're a Democrat, you want to vote for him is because you believe that he's going to beat Trump. And that's really one of the few reasons, and because he was Obama's vice president. But besides that, the electability factor, that's like the main reason you would vote for somebody like Joe Biden. So there was that. There was Iowa early in the week. Now you have the Democrats scurrying. All right, the entire party, the establishment party is scurrying because now you have a socialist who's now the front runner and the figurehead of your party. And it's insane. It's like literally remaking the Democrat Party. I don't know what they're going to do if Bernie gets the nomination. I'm not sure what they can do from now until then. I mean, maybe Joe Biden can redo his image. I don't really see Buttigieg being the candidate, but who knows, man? They may choose him at this point. Mike Bloomberg, it's so late. You know, by the time he becomes a factor, it'll be Super Tuesday. And he doesn't have much of a ground game. On top of that, I mean, he's spending a lot of money on ads. But if you're not in the ground, you're not doing speeches, if you're not doing debates, it's hard to win. I really think he may need Obama. Obama might be like the X factor. Like he may need Obama to come out, and all of a sudden, you know, he's holding a rally in New Hampshire and Nevada, and all of a sudden, you know, Obama comes out, and then everybody's all excited now, and I think that's maybe the only way where he can actually win. On top of all that, you've got the State of the Union. And the State of the Union, big deal. Nobody remembers these speeches, but everybody's going to remember this one because Trump didn't shake Nancy Pelosi's hand. And then she sat there the whole time stewing about, oh, how can I get him back? You can see her biting her lip, talking to herself. She's all pissed off. And then halfway through, you can see, you know, I think right before he introduced Rush Limbaugh, you could see her grabbing the papers, and she started making little rips in them. So she knew at the end of the speech she could get through all of the papers and rip them, and she wouldn't look like a fool. So it was all basically completely premeditated, but she's getting a lot of backlash from it. I mean, a lot. So they have a CNN poll came out. 76% of everybody who watched the State of the Union liked it. And then if 76% of people liked it, and then at the end you see this nasty witch ripping it up like she's like this powerful, almighty figure, it's kind of insane to watch, really. I mean, this is history. Nobody's seen anything like this before. Nobody even knows how to react. But it was a new low for the Democrat Party, and there were a lot of Democrats on C-SPAN who were calling up saying, I'm never going to vote for a Democrat again. I've had enough. And a lot of people are getting really upset over what she did. So that's another blow. So not only do you have the Iowa Caucus, not only do you have a socialist, you know, basically the figurehead of your party, not only do you have Pelosi and the optics of her ripping up the speech behind Trump, a speech that 76% of the American people liked, not only do you have all that, you have Trump right now, his poll ratings are the highest of his presidency. So this whole impeachment thing, the acquittal, everybody knew it was going to happen. I don't know why they did it. Pelosi was right in the beginning. Let's not do it. It's not worth it. But she basically succumbed to all the pressure in her party, all the Hollywood actors, and this is what she gets. Everybody knew what was going to happen. He was going to get impeached by the House. He was going to get off and acquitted by the Senate. And now that it's all over with, the Mueller thing's all over with, he's at the highest point of his presidency. Not only is he polling well, but the Republican Party is polling well. This week they had a poll, I think it was 51% or 52%, the Republicans Party's highest ratings since 2005. So horrible week for the Democrats. I'm not even sure what they're going to do, you know, to get past this. They really need a strong candidate to come out of this primary to challenge Trump. The party is completely fragmented. I'm surprised they've held together this long. They've tried so hard to hold it together, but eventually, you know, you got to get into some fights. I think you're going to see some action in tomorrow's debate on CNN, a day right before the New Hampshire primary, because it's crunch time. You know, if Klobuchar doesn't do well, she doesn't have enough money to really make it to Super Tuesday. If she does, she'll be an absolute non-factor. Buttigieg, because of his victory in Iowa with the most delegates, or because he overperformed, he'll make it to Super Tuesday, but after that, he's a complete non-factor. Unless the party decides just to dump Biden, which I don't think is going to happen. I still think it's going to be a brokered convention. I think Biden will get his act together. But it's going to be interesting because I don't ever remember seeing somebody lose the first 3, possibly even the first 4 primaries, and then come back and win on Super Tuesday, and then, onward and upward towards the nomination. So it's going to be super interesting. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.